is loaded and players are launching. So let's go ahead and jump right into gameplay when we can. As it looks like we do have a 5-way race is what it looks like in our top 5. Mostly those top 3 or 4. It's Rogue, Noble, NRG, TSM, and Complexity lagging behind with 21 points in 5th place. We'll keep a close eye on those 5 rosters as they're looking to run away with this one. But Jamerson, going into game 4, anything in particular you're looking out for?
In particular right now is, of course, once again, TSM. Is this a return to form? You know, the last few weeks, the last few online tournaments, there seems to be a little cloud of despair that came across TSM where they were just trying to figure out what's going wrong. But now they're back to almost that consistency that we saw before the fall in OT3. Finally coming in end, their win streak, the TSM, a dynasty that was. And so I want to see if they can continue this trend with 2 more games to go.
Yeah, it's a good call out. Meanwhile, we have the likes of Rogue. You know, Team Liquid has won, Skirt has won, a few other rosters that have won championships and online tournaments more recently. Really, the only of those 3 you got to think is Rogue in a position to potentially close this out. So, can Rogue start to try and match the 2 online tournaments that TSM has won on top of the other 5 tournaments that they've won total? Is the question. TSM has really been the dynasty to kick off Apex Legends. Has slowed down a little bit. They didn't qualify for the last online tournament, as you mentioned. They're coming back with a vengeance here, and they've been playing incredibly well with multiple top 3 finishes. So we'll see if TSM can continue that run. Meanwhile, we're on board with the team. They're tricky here as we're watching to see as they're rotating over towards Fragment East. Jamerson, talk to me a little about what you've seen so far from a ring pull perspective. What ring are we going to see here in late game?
Right now, it does look like we do have a northwestern ring, and so very similar to what we got in game number 1. But I don't know if it'll pull as hard towards Trials. It looks like I did get the beacon there, and so
might be something good this way.
For the next few fights, as it looks like it will be going over in that direction. So a lot of teams are going to be looking to take the north side drill kind of cliff, where you have the champion banners that you can really play and have really good line of sight all the way to the south. And of course, trying to control any building within drill site proper will be the main focus for a lot of our teams.
Yep, there you have it. Thank you for the breakdown as always, Jamerson. Good to get your insight and perspective. Meanwhile, a team that is very far from that location is Noble, as they're going to have quite the rotation to make, coming all the way from Dome. That's going to be a far rotation for them. So they've placed top 3 twice. They've had some very consistent gameplay. They're currently in 3rd place, tied with NRG with 35 points. A good opportunity here, but it's going to be quite the rotation that they're going to have to make all the way from Dome towards that ring. So we'll see and keep an eye on them as they make their way over. Meanwhile, Team 303, it's Scissors, Fury, and Phonyhead in a pretty good spot to try and get the early rotation over.
I believe this Complexity on the other side here is Complexity. We're looking for a team trying to spot anyone out in Epicenter, but it looks like trouble found them.
Let's go this way.
Exactly right. On board 303 and Complexity right now, as it looks like they're getting in a little bit of a fight early on, but I think they're just going to back out and reset. They value their lives, and it might be a wise decision. 303 obviously a little bit behind from a points perspective, though, so they're going to need a high kill game plus a high finish game if they want to kind of bounce their way back into this. So it might not be a bad idea to take some of these fights, but if it's Complexity, if they know it's Complexity, that's not a 3 versus 3 they necessarily want to take. So currently going to back out, rotate through Fragment, and try to take whatever loot is left in Fragment. Looks like there's not going to be much. Meanwhile, we talked about the journey, the trek that Noble has to make all the way from the Dome to where the ring is, and they are certainly making their way over through towards the tree and slowly trying to get their way towards that rotation as fast as they can, leveraging a Wraith portal as well to get there.
It looks like they will get to safety here, and so this is going to be interesting. It looks like they do just want to try and push up the west side of the map here, which is why they're going such a roundabout way. And so this is a path that's going to basically leave a lot of teams off of their rotation. I'm surprised that they ran into anyone at all. Someone's still in sorting factory, and so I think they were just as surprised as we were that they got shot at.
Exactly. So this late into the round here too. It's a little shocking to see someone towards sorting factory right now, but a interesting path they're taking. We'll keep an eye on that, and big shout out to our observing team for watching that journey and giving us overhead of where the maps are so we can see how they're making that rotation. Meanwhile, on board with Team Liquid, a squad that has won a championship, and we thought kind of emerged as a top 2, top 3 team in North America. Did not necessarily have the online tournament number 5 they would have liked after winning, I believe it was online tournament number 3 or 4. We're currently on board with Team Liquid, seeing what they can do, as they're currently way behind in the leaderboards. And look how many teams have already ascended towards drill site on that rotation, Jamerson.
Yeah, and it looked like Team Liquid were listening in on our stream, even though we've got a 5-minute delay here. They took that position that I was talking about, the north side of drill site, where you can play that cliff. It's absolutely safe. You can have good sight lines over whatever your flanks are, and holding it down, especially with the Watson, is extremely easy. And so that's a position that you want to be in if you want to be, of course, in center zone, but primarily try to play for the third parties, try to get any kind of poke off from distance and get that KP safely without having to commit to any fights.
Yeah, that's a wise decision. Meanwhile, smart rotation coming through here from Sama, Marianas, and Pride Junior Claws. They're able to be really the only team working their way through these train tracks all the way through Skyhook. So playing a safe rotation on the high side of the map, they're not going to see much resistance as they make this rotation. As I didn't believe I saw any teams on the map. They're kind of hugging the outskirts and working their way in.
Let's explore this.
As they don't have necessarily intel with that Pathfinder just yet, beacon intel as to where that next ring is going to be. So I wonder if they're going to stop at Skyhook and try to get some beacon intel on that way through. And speaking of which, that's why we're seeing a lot of Pathfinder play still, even after the nerf, even after thought that was the burial of Pathfinder in competitive Apex. Well, we still see the majority of teams in Europe and in North America playing Pathfinder. Reason for that is his passive, his beacon, the ability to know where the ring is going to be, rotate and get a prime position is why TSM has been so successful throughout their tenure in competitive Apex, and that stays true here in Online Tournament at number 6 and in Season 5, no change.
Yeah, we were on board with aim assist right there, and we were talking about finding a roundabout rotation to not to get into too many fights while you're trying to make it into the zone, but it looked like they were spotted out. 303 was the team that was coming on in, but now we're back over here at Skyhook. Got a push coming out from Zeratri's team, but they've got a Caustic in their way.
That's exactly right. So it looks like a fight may ensue here. Still 20 squads left, so no early game action. We didn't see any contests or what we call 50-50s where teams will trade a fight on hotspots like Fragment East. Meanwhile, looks like they do have a fight here that is looming. Will they take it or will they opt for a rotation? This is the same crew that we saw earlier in Game 4 as they're kind of just scouting out, trying to find that team, and they're going to back out and reset. No fight will ensue here. Just some healthy pokes, and Mercy and Co., who's the Team Zeratrick, is going to rotate through.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what they're doing with this with this route, but it looks like they're just going to go ahead and cut down Skyhook and no longer maybe shoot for the western edge of this circle. So this might be the wise play here and try and buy some time. Try to get a little bit more information about where teams are right now, because take a look. This is one of the slower lobbies we've had so far, where only one player's gone down. There's a knock onto Frex's. So we're back on board with aim assist over here at Thermal Station. They've got 303 pinned down.
Yep, but they are in the ring right now taking damage. This is a bit of a standoff, and this is a standoff I don't think if you're either team that you want to be in. Sentinels, of course, led by Senox here, is the team that is currently getting just rained fire down on and getting damaged quite a bit. So I got to think this is a bad situation for Sentinels. It's going to result in nothing good, really, especially for them. Honestly, for either team, I think finally Aim Assist is going to recognize that and say, hey, guys, it's not worth 3 kill points. Let's get ourselves a rotation. Let's be a little smarter here. But you better believe they're going to keep tracking and kind of stormtrooping on these Sentinel squad as they wait to see how they rotate in, because they're going to have to come in somewhere. Will they go through tracks, or will they go through that choke point? 2 key choke points that I think we're going to have Aim Assist watching on both sides. So it's going to be a tough rotation for Sentinels.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to be trying to hunt down for this. I mean, Aim Assist love to take fights up close, and that's kind of their MO. They want to be right on top of you, and it's easy if you're forced into them. Right now, though, on board with Bowser as he's dropped down to 20 HP.
It's going to be the Yeet Squad here in the trials, and that's going to be all she wrote for the Yeet Squad. Team Nicewig going to get taken out early here in trials by, I believe that is Solafide. Actually, no, they're getting kills elsewhere on the map. Solafide is getting some kills, but it's going to, it is going to be Solafide in the fight towards trials. Good kills picked up right there by Team Solafide, who's been a really, really good squad. If you're a fan of a squad that is just stuck together, has worked and improved every single game, very similar in my eyes to Nasky, Strafe, and Dell on the European side. They really started as an underrated team, weren't considered a top 3 or top 5 team in North America, and slowly but surely increased and improved their placements every single online tournament. And now they are a staple. You got to put them in the running for top 5 in North America, undoubtedly. And it's a lot of the reason is for this guy right here, Metro, controller player on this team, former football player who was going to go to the University of Maryland and play D1 football, got in a horrible car accident and damaged his back significantly, and really kind of found an outlet in competitive Apex. And since then, has put everything into Apex. So big shout out to Metro of Team Solafide. I'm excited to see his career continue to flourish and develop, as Solafide has been a great team to watch. And big shout out to the Solafide organization as well.
Yeah, Yeah, it's an incredible story coming out of course. Gamers doing such amazing things right now, though. Complexity, they're the ones that always get aggressive, and now they're going to push forward on this squad.
That's what we're used to seeing. Complexity with a bit of a trap here on over towards Train Yard. Going to get some good shots in. That's going to be another clean team wipe. And guess what? That's going to be on the aim assist squad that was kind of griefing in the storm earlier against Sentinels. Decided to rotate. That was the right decision, but it's a difficult situation when you get kind of trapped by Complexity, who's going to get an easy 3 kills right there. So that's 1 full squad wipe for Complexity. Currently in 5th place with 21 points, so certainly not out of this yet. They could have 2 big games here and finish on top if they could pop off. Meanwhile, Rocker's going to take out Fury of 303, so we're seeing some squad wipes come through. Only 17 squads remain in this one.
Yeah, we've also got a little Poggy to their north as well, and so that's what a lot of teams are going to do right now, take positioning over here at Drill Site, as we don't have further information about where the next ring will go. No team's really able to secure that right now, but the fact that little Poggies are now down to 2 in a position where it's going to be difficult for them. They can try to go for, of course, that res right outside, but it's going to be so tricky with, of course, Team Liquid having that nice position up on the hill. They can look down at them. There are 2 other teams, I believe, in the immediate area as well. But Force, putting down some decent damage might buy them an opening to try and go for the Zenial respawn.
Yep. And we've seen all types of respawns come through from Little Poggies already, of course, in game number 2. Not game number 1, by the way. Sorry for the brain fart earlier. As we're currently watching Mercy, Zeritricker, and Mr. Hoculo. We're still in Skyhook. I like the decision. I was actually going to say it earlier. They should try and rotate to the building with the beacon. Try to grab that beacon. That could be crucial for them. But they're going to be met with resistance there. Some other team is actually already thinking the same exact thing. So look at this. Literally just across the wall. And you love this X-ray vision that you have with this beautiful spectator mode now in Apex Legends, where we can kind of see the player outlines. If you're maybe new to competitive Apex, the players cannot see that, obviously. We only get to see that as spectators. So it's an interesting fight. It looks like Mercy is playing with a little bit of fire, as the Caustic that's going to be in there. So yeah, you're not going to want to necessarily push a Caustic, who is perfectly set up right now. And obviously that Caustic means they're not running a Pathfinder, so they're not going to be able to grab that beacon. And I think Mercy, or Zeritricky, could grab that beacon if he does want to. We'll see if he decides to play for it.
I appreciate what Mercy is trying to do, bait them out into the line of fire of Zeritricky, as they understand they've got some time to work with. Zeritricky going on in. Nice spray with that R9. It's going to force the Q out of the Wraith.
That's exactly right. It looks like a fight is going to ensue, so they decide with a lot of confidence to push this Caustic team, who set up quite well. Zeritricky, Hoculo, and Mercy. By the way, Hoculo only has 50 shield to his name. They got some good shots in. The Wraith will be able to heal up. Mercy's trying to be the playmaker and get some wingman shots, but he's not going to connect. Here comes his teammates instead. They are trapped right now like rats in a cage. Caustic, of course, playing down some Caustic gas, trying to keep his team in a decent situation. Nades are going to come through as well. This is an intense fight right now between these 2 teams. A lot of tension in this one. It looks like things are going to kind of reset here. I don't think there's a good opportunity for either team to push.
He hit him for flash, and now he's trying to finish him off. 38-38, almost got the knock. He's so close. But what they can do at this point, with 30 seconds to go, getting the knock is going to be huge. And now they have, of course, just the man advantage. They can go ahead and play for position instead. But the port is coming out now, and Haculo's on the hunts.
Yeah, here it is. It looks like Wraith is just going to back out and reset. So that's going to be the Caustic who went down, and that's going to be a kill picked up. So they had an opportunity. Very well played right there by Team Zeritricky. I love the setup. And of course, they tried placing the portal for that Caustic, but they're right behind them. That's going to be a team wipe coming through, I believe, for Zeritricky, as we heard the sound effect come through. Meanwhile, Solified in an intense fight right here. And I believe we have an opportunity in a moment to jump into a listening with Solified. I'll wait for that confirmation, as I'd love to kind of hear what's going on with the comms of Team Solifide. Currently on board with Clarify, Pride, and of course Metro, who I mentioned earlier, former competitive football player. The comms are ready. Let's go ahead and jump into a listen-in with Team Solifide.
No, but it's not TSM, Cole, NRG, or any.
They're taking over right now. That Gibby team's taking over where you want to take.
Damn.
Taking the other side, the left side.
Yeah, they took the other side. Honestly, that's better. We want this side. The other side's rough.
Well, then portal.
rough,
We should go to the other side late then, or like just run up and then portal.
And it's going to be Solifide right there, picking up 3 kills. And guess who it is against? It is against the number 4 Rogue squad, who I think Solifide is in 6th. They're looking to take Rogue out, which is huge, as an opportunity to leapfrog them in the overall standings. You better believe that's going to be a good chance to do that. They picked up, I believe, what was their 6th kill. Actually, I take that back. 5 kills already for Pride alone. That is absolutely insane. Good kill, good 3 versus 3 fight coming in from Solafide. And our apologies is we did have the wrong team right there in terms of overall listening. Just want to be a bit transparent in that, as that's why the comms were a bit clear and concise. I was like, I was expecting to be a little more hectic in that fight right there, Damerson.
But that is huge, especially because of all the kill points that they picked up and taking out a direct competitor, Rogue. We're leading them 10 points at the leaderboard before this now, and so Solafide posturing really well now in game number 4. We'll see. We swap on over to Team Liquid, still in that position on the high ground. Nocturnal knocked, but I'm surprised that they haven't been able to do more with this position so far, with the amount of fights that have been going on in the chokes to their north and their northwest.
Yeah, Team Liquid. Very well positioned right now, and obviously well shielded as well. If you look at their overall resources as a team, purple shields for Casper and Nocturnal, of course blue as well. On board of Mazer. Mazer played with no Cocoa Puffs and knocked, and I think this might be it for him. The portal should come through momentarily. Zach Mazer doing everything he can. Gets some good, massive shots, a valiant effort. He finally gets taken out. Meanwhile, NRG finds himself in a scuffle as well. Reps, keep an eye at the top right of your screen, the kill feed. They did get the kill on Zach, so TSM continues to pick up some kill points. Meanwhile, NRG 303 currently in a fight over towards Drill Site, and it looks like 303 is going to place a nice little cheeky zip line for themselves to try and get some high ground if they can.
You have the knock, Team Liquid trying to make that move, but now Flanker going down low. It's going to be all up to Nocturnal here, trying by space for Flanker, but he's going down. Now it's all up to Nocturnal.
Exactly right. Nocturnal last member alive for Team Liquid. Flanker is still down, but you got to think he's quite far away. Will he try and go get a res here? A cheeky little res with so many teams nearby, or will he just save his life and try to rat his way to a top finish? I think teasing the res or playing for the res is the right call. Liquid is so far behind in overall points that they need to get kills, and to get kills, you need some teammates. So a res will be sneak. Meanwhile, TSM finds himself in a bit of a fight here. And that's actually going to be against Rogue, not the team Rogue, but the player Rogue, as it looks like TSM is going to down Rogue. Imperial Hal goes down, however, by Prodigy Aces, so Reps already taken out. Imperial Hal is down. Albralelli, the last member alive here. Solafide is going to pick up some more kills. So a pop-off game here for Solafide, which is much-needed, as they were in 6th or 7th place in the standings. And TSM in a potentially difficult situation between a rock and a hard place here.
Al will be able to pick up his skill points for his team, which is the important part. Right now, they are leading the leaderboard. You want to make sure they get every single KP, every single knock has to be converted into that so they can maintain this, and especially if they can make it into the top 5. Make sure that they post up points onto this as we head into game number 5 right now. Back on board with Solafide there, playing on the north-hand side. We got 9 squads left, 24 players remaining.
There you have it. Solafide in a decent spot to rotate towards that ring. Keep an eye on the top left of your screen where that ring is going to condense to. So Solafide well positioned, going to be taking some damage here and a bit of a difficult situation as they're going to be healing up, trying to survive here. It looks like we do have the team comms available this time for Solafide. Let's go ahead and jump back into a listen-in with Solafide.
Pride, give me gold helm before you do that. I need ult.
Oh my god, I just dropped. No!
Yeah, here. Take the armor, quick. Give me gold helm.
Dropped it.
Popping a cell.
I'm trying to bully left team.
Getting shot from both sides. I'm using all my cells.
You have to stay healthy. You have to stay healthy. They have to push towards us. Yeah, like you guys need to be fucking throwing nades right here. They have to walk in front. I only have a therm.
I'm gonna bubble right here. They're running around, far left. Hit rate blue, 24. They're going down.
They fucked off.
We have height on me. Kid's here, kid to left, to left.
I'm bubbling up. I bubbled.
Push
this.
Watson one.
I just got ripped. I'm gonna pop bubble real quick.
They bub.
I'm popping my only bad. I only have 1 cell left. Give me dead. I'm dead. From behind. I'm trying to bubble. Get behind my shield. I'm gonna hold my shield.
Full commit.
You're good.
We need to get the finish.
I'm dead. There's an armor swap behind you, Pride. Behind you. They're pushing up. Claire, armor swap.
Low, Claire.
They're pushing up. They're up near. They're up on rock.
Place up. Try to run. They're gonna fight. We play for second here. You went into them. Fuck.
There you have it. Great to get those comms in at a perfect moment. Unfortunate for Solafide. They're going to get taken out, but they will get 4th place here as it currently stands. Actually, I believe they got 3rd place as Pride was the last one to die. So a great game for Solafide. Great to get those comms as they had to make those rotations. You hear how they do it. You see the armor swap. You see the helmet swap. In the middle of all that pressure, the fact that they're able to swap armor and swap helmet like that is great. Meanwhile, 2 teams remain in this one. It's going to be what we dubbed as the McCarthy Bros. I know Rain Day liked that one going up against. I'm not sure. Is it NRG that's last alive here, Jamerson?
It is NRG that is still alive right now. They're on the north end side now. They do have the, of course, the benefit of some cover to work with on this rotation here, while Shiny, Muffins, and BCJ are going to wrap around. They've got a little bit of cover themselves here. Might actually be in on this corner.
And so some revenge potentially for McCarthy. Of course, that's Muffins and Shiny, the twins from Washington area, playing alongside BCJ and NRG. It's the same exact setup we saw in Game 2. A 3 versus 3 fight between these 2 squads. This time, it is even playing grounds in terms of elevation. It's going to be BCJ getting some good shots in, but Shiny's going to go down here. 2 versus 2 fight. All up to BCJ. Last member alive. He has some shield to his name. Gets a good flank through. Gets some good shots, and he downs one. Can he get the double kill? Goes for it. Hits a good shot, but he has 2 HP in a dream. He finally gets taken down, and that will be it. Rex is able to clutch the 1 versus 1, but a valiant effort from BCJ, one of the most talented FPS players in esports, as it is going to be NRG who comes out on top again in the 3 versus 3 fight. A huge game for NRG, and that propels them in the leaderboards, Jamerson.
That is going to be absolutely nothing. At this point, it is impossible to tell who is currently in the lead. I'm sorry, I don't have